Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one, the only Hayley Orrantia. What is going on? Or, I mean, should I just introduce you as the Ringmaster from now on?
I mean, I'm okay if people call me that. I'll take it. Yeah.
I mean, how's it going? Like, how does it feel like just coming off this like whirlwind? Are you tired? Are you excited? What are you feeling?
I am a little tired, actually. I feel like I've been gearing up for like the day that I could get unmasked and I could finally talk to friends and family about it, and just talk in general about it. So I'm ecstatic because it's finally that time. So
I mean, how did you watch? We're in season seven. Like, did you watch prior seasons? Like, have you wanted to be part of the show for a long time? Like, what motivated you to do this?
Well, my parents are avid viewers of The Masked Singer. I had only caught episodes at a time. But I was always fascinated by the fandom of the show because it wasn't until I really sat down and watched it with my mom and dad and the clue aspect of it that I was like, oh, I totally get why this is addicting. But for me, one reason I really wanted to do it, outside of the fact that I just love singing and I wanted an opportunity to kind of present myself as the artist that I am, that people might not know me as. But I was getting a lot of tweets from previous seasons of certain fans of mine guessing that I was somebody else from prior seasons. And I'm like, oh, so wait, maybe I could trick some people here and actually do it. So I'm glad that it worked out.
Were you like aware of the internet? Listen, I swear I don't know how because I never get it, but like the internet really figures a lot of this stuff out, like not just for you, for everyone, a lot of times.
Yes. Well, even with my clue packages, I was like, there's no way. I don't even know if I would have guessed it for myself. Like some of them are very broad enough that it's like, oh, it could be that person, but it could be that. They do a great job with their clue packages. So I'm like, no one's going to guess me, even on the internet. But I want to say, after even episode one that I did, I started having certain people tweet at me being like, I know this is you. I'm like, how? How in the world? They're like internet sleuths. They figure it out.
And it wasn't people you knew, it was just random like fans of yours or
No.
just wow.
Yes. I would say I only started getting messages from friends and family that like were suspicious, maybe like my third performance in, being like, I think that's your voice, but I'm not 100% sure.
I know that you can usually tell like one person. Like, did your parents even know? I mean, being big fans of the show, was anyone like were any of them like your one person?
They were, my parents and I are very close. I'm an only child. And so they know everything that I do. And they had to be the ones to know. So they were having to keep it a secret from our other friends and family, which I know was very hard for them. But, we had to like swallow everything and be like, just wait till the end and then tell them to go tune in.
Going into this, like, listen, like anyone that follows you like on Instagram or YouTube, you have an EP, you have new music, which we're going to talk about. Erica Goldberg sings, like, you're a singer. So I mean, going into this, did you say like, I'm a singer, like I should do well at this competition? Or
I was hopeful that I would do well, but then again, I really had no idea who else was coming into the competition. So I'm just like amazed that I was able to get as far as I was, especially now watching people get unmasked, that I'm like, how in the world did that person not make it to the finale? So I'm incredibly grateful to have gotten as far as I did. But I had hope for it, and I prepared for this kind of thing my whole life, I feel like. But outside of that, it was just, up for grabs, I guess.
like, right, like when a Jennifer Holiday gets eliminated or En Vogue, are you just like, what's going on?
No, exactly. I'm like, something's going on here. Like this doesn't feel right to me because Jennifer Holiday, when I was watching her performances, I was in my living room just like screaming, being like, oh my God, this performance is phenomenal every night. And I could not believe that she didn't make it. But same with En Vogue. But it's just, it really is kind of a surreal feeling because even talking to my mom and dad about it, they'd FaceTime immediately after the episodes and would be like, I cannot believe you beat out En Vogue to the finals. I'm like, I'm with you. So it's
You're like,
bizarre.
what is going on here?
It's wild to me, really.
How did you choose the Ringmaster?
Well, they presented an option, and that was the first option that they had presented. And I, out the gate, was like, yeah, no, don't need to see any other ones. This one's fabulous. It's grand, like the skirt, I want to say was 7 feet wide or something. But it also I was able to move around in it seemed like, and it was fitted a little more up top and on the legs. So for me, it was like, I can't get any better than this costume. And also, I don't know if you can hear my cat meowing outside the door, but I was like, oh, cat, I'm down.
You're like, this just makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you get, like competitive and, like you go in, you're a singer, you think you're hopeful, but like, when did that really like, week after week, like when a Jennifer goes home or, like, or were you just right from this, when did it really like, holy shit, like I could win this thing or I could come really close?
I think it wasn't until, because the first, round, they're narrowing it down from the 5. And I didn't know if I would get past that. And so I want to say it was probably when I made it to the finals was when I was like, is this real life? Because this doesn't feel. And then after Prince was eliminated, I'm like, there's no way. Like, this is crazy to be top 2 of this thing. So, and then that was the point where I was like, I mean, it'd be amazing to be able to win and take home the trophy. But at the same time, I was just grateful to have gotten that far.
Really? So you're thrilled. It's all been great. You're not just like, oh, so close.
Don't get me wrong. There was a slight moment of disappointment because the truth is I've never won a trophy in my life, not for sports or anything. So for me, I was like, can you imagine if my first trophy was the Masked Singer trophy? So that was the only slight edge of disappointment I had. But after, I'm like, this was just like overall an amazing experience, and getting to perform songs that I grew up singing in my bedroom now for an audience like this was just a win in and of itself.
I mean, you sang like Miley. I know you've sang like background on Hannah Montana in the past, and you did like Dolly, like, and you Nicki Minaj. Like, who did you grow up like kind of liking and looking up to?
Actually, Whitney, our queen here. I know it was a Dolly Parton song originally, but I did grow up listening a lot more to the Whitney version of I Will Always Love You. She is my queen. And then I sang The Climb. I actually can't wait to post this on some of my socials, but I found a video from when I was 14 years old. I think I was a freshman in high school, in the hallways of my high school. And my friends, I forget where we were hanging out, and they were like, hey, sing something. And they filmed me singing The Climb. And that was my first song I sang on Masked Singer. And just the juxtaposition of like then and now. I mean, these are songs that I really, truly would just practice. My cat is so loud. I'm sorry. These are songs that I
love a cat or a dog on the show. So go right ahead.
I mean, okay, because I'm gonna have to open this door. She is like having a fit. No, but I grew up singing these songs like into my hairbrush. And so it's, for me, I'm so comfortable with them. Same with Gravity. Like, Sarah Bareilles is one of my number 1 all-time favorite artists.